Welcome back, viewers and subscribers. It's your girl Star Flames, and we're back with another video. Now guys, in this video we're going to talk about Bianca Censori returning to her husband Kanye West. Let's talk about it, shall we? Because it was only 2 days ago, if you guys can remember. It was literally 2 days ago that I shared with you guys that Bianca Censori is about to come back and she'll be working on a project with Ye. A few of you guys said you love them together and that would be good. A few of you guys said you don't think that she's going to come back, not after what he did. Well, evidently, this is very telling right here that I was correct. She's coming back. She's back. We don't know for how long, because the same reason that made her left in the first place, if that issue is not, being monitored consistently to, keep it under control, chances are she might be leaving again quicker than how she came back. God forbid, because I do believe that two people should strive to make their marriage work to the best of their abilities, but not one individual can make a marriage work. It has to be two people who truly wants to make the marriage work. However, Ye and Bianca, they were spotted 2 days ago. They were seen dining together at an Indian restaurant in Balearic Islands on Friday. So they're out there in Spain, Balearic Islands to be specific. We could see Bianca Censori dressing in her usual barely there fit. She seems covered from the side, but when she turns around, there's a little see-through going on there, walking poised, in her usual poised manner as well. So you can tell that she's back, and she's back to, business, back to being his muse, back to, them just creating stuff. Now, this could also mean that these two are very deadly in the sense that we can't, be distracted by whatever they're throwing in front of us. Because while they might be throwing something in front of us, giving us the impression that things are not good, it could also be wherein they're using all these things or doing all these things for personal gains, because that is very much possible. But at the same time, I have to ask, how far are you willing to go? Because even if they weren't using this moment for personal gains, it is still not good. Because when you remember the things that you had put out there, bitches want baby insecurity, bitch ran off with my Maybach, had to track her on an app. You really don't speak about your wife in certain terms, even if it's, just lingo, as people would say. Especially when you're putting it out there in the public, it's not decent nor respectful of you to do that. But evidently, his wife doesn't care. So if she's good, I'm even better. If she's not bothered by it, I'm certainly not bothered. But I want to see what these two do, because now that we've seen Bianca basically having to take a break from him because of his behavior and the consistent tweet, maybe she's back and she's being smarter than ever before. We really don't know. It could be that he really did make her a good offer. If you guys can remember, we also heard that he was going to make her a $15 million offer. So maybe she got the $15 million and is back. But it's not sitting well with me. I don't know why, because as I've said, while I do believe that two people should, fight for their marriage, something about Ye and Bianca is not sitting quite right with me, and I don't know what it is, but I can't seem to quite put my hands on it. When I'm able to do so, I'll let you guys know how I feel. Now, as I've said, Bianca was out there in her usual, ensemble, all black. Ye was also in his usual all black ensemble. You guys know that, he told us that Bianca left him, so he's now with her. So I think he's good, because he says that whenever he has love, he's at his happiest, and that's whenever he's most calm. Now, if he's depending on love to be the happiest version and calmest version of himself, he also has to understand that reciprocating that is very important and also healthy for a relationship. But it seems as though Ye is really not too heavy on some things in terms of he's not the best at realizing that it's not about the other party just making him happy. It's each other making each other happy. So it's a both way situation. So I do hope that he learns, from all the things that he has said and posted online. And I have to say that Bianca is a very brave, strong woman to ignore all those things and just be back with him. I believe that she may have an understanding better than you and I do as to, why he is the way he is. But irrespective of that, it is just still not a good look. It is so questionable. Like, how do you move on to ignore the things, the vile, ruthless things that he has said, and just act as though it's just another day? And next time around, whenever there's a disagreement between you two, will there be a limit to what he's willing to share about you on social media? Will he stop to say, you know what, I'm not going to say this about her, I'm not going to say that about her? He really doesn't strike me as a person who would hold back. I believe that if she ever leaves again, he's going to blast her, he's going to drag her, and I believe that he's going to try to ruin her, because the mere fact that he did all that he did and she came back just like that, so basically he's going to get accustomed to just having his way. And whenever she's not willing to let him have his way with her, I believe that he may drag her, blast her, and humiliate her in the worst possible way on social media. But I could be wrong about that. But I want to hear from you guys. What's your take? While you're at it, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and we're going to talk some more in the comment section. Peace.
So, a few people have been asking me, like, what did you think of the Kendrick halftime show? And I really loved the show. It was my favorite halftime show since like a Michael Jackson era, which I kind of just barely remember. I just be seeing clips of it. And it was super simple. The flag was fresh when they did Be Humble, the way that people's heads was moving. I was just like shook. This is like super fresh, right? The man's voice control, all that. And of course they built up the controversy on whether he's going to do the record. And then at the end I saw people saying like this is the worst halftime show. And I'm just like, everybody I know I talk to in real life said this is the best halftime show. And so this is my point right here. When I say one man's in jail, one superstar, one black superstar is in jail, the next black superstar is on stage. They take one rapper to take another rapper down. You gotta remember, watch this. It's like Drake was almost like the new generation R. Kelly. The way R. Kelly had the radio and the smash, all that type of stuff. And then the idea that was put out in the Kendrick song is what R. Kelly is actually locked up for. Now this information is out here. This could be used, right? And they give Kendrick everything. He wins everything. Then he does this amazing Super Bowl commercial. I mean, not commercial, I'm sorry. Forwarding slip, shout out, go to easy.com. I didn't do that on purpose, bro. He does this amazing Super Bowl performance, and right after they say it's the worst Super Bowl performance. And I'm like, yo, this is what I've been saying. They use black people against each other, and when they're done with what their agenda is, they're going to kick you out. That's my perspective on it.